Gentlemen, welcome back to something different. It's not a car video for once. Like I said a few times on this channel, this is the channel where I'm going to make literally whatever the fuck I want. And this time, it's going to be a cooking video. And we're going to be making some bacon-wrapped jalapeno peppers. I bought these like 3 days ago, and they already look like a scrotum. Well, at least the rest of these are in decent shape. So today, I'm gonna be showing one of my favorite things to make. Actually, it probably is my favorite thing to make, to be honest. Bacon-wrapped chicken stuffed jalapeno poppers. Everybody knows the basic bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers, where you slice it in half, you stuff it with cream cheese, wrap it in some bacon, and fry her up. And it's good and all, but I've always thought there was something missing to it. It was just a little too soft. It needed an extra element to it. That is where these suckers are gonna come in. Of course, we're not gonna use all of these. We're probably gonna use like only one or 1.5 of them. We'll chop that chicken up into tiny little strips, set it on top of the cream cheese, and we will sprinkle some of this on it as well. Slap Yo Mama is pretty much one of my favorite seasonings of all time, and it goes amazing with these. The only thing you have to consider is that this is kind of like a seasoned salt sort of thing, so if you put too much on, it's going to be too salty, but it does add a very nice element of heat to it, a nice slow rolling heat, not like a harsh, like a soldering iron to the tongue type of heat, like with jalapeno seeds. So, this is like one of my favorite things to make of all time, and the downside to it is the prep. It takes so long to actually put these together. I was gonna do 8, but it looks like one of the jalapenos went bad early, so that's unfortunate, but this is still gonna make 14 in total. So step 1 is obviously going to be chopping them up and getting rid of the seeds and the core. You can leave the seeds in if you want, but if you're like me, I like keeping my taste buds intact, and I like to be able to enjoy what I'm eating. So I'm going to be taking the seeds all the way out for this. Like I said, this seasoning is going to add some spice back into it, so I am not concerned about having a completely neutered jalapeno experience. Just cut them in half and take a spoon and just scoop all that junk out into the trash. And it should be fairly obvious that you should not rub your eyes, your nose, any orifice on your body while you're working with this, and wash your hands really damn good afterwards, because I've washed my hands a few times after working with these suckers, and I go to rub my eyes and I am crying for the next 2 hours. Also, I would advise against removing the stem, because if you do remove it, you have a big hole on the side and a lot of cream cheese can ooze out while it's cooking. So I just like leaving that on. You're not going to be eating that part anyways. So, and as you saw with this first one, I actually rolled it around a little bit. That helps knock the core loose. I actually forgot to do it on this one, so this might be a little bit tougher. Oh man, that kind of sprayed all in my face. Glasses were protecting me. Engage your safety squints. Now you can definitely speed up this process if you get your wife, your husband, stepbro, pet goldfish, anyone else to get the other steps going. And what on? I have never seen that before. Look at that. I've never seen that in the jalapeno before. I'm not gonna dare eat that shit. And there we got everything chopped up. On to step 2, cream cheese time. So what I'm going with is Philadelphia original cream cheese. You can use whatever the fuck you want, preferably the firm cream cheese. You don't want to use soft. And make sure it's cold whenever you're working with it. It makes it a lot easier. Alright, well, this is where things start getting messy, and it's not going to get any cleaner until you throw this shit on the grill. Take about a yay amount of cream cheese and just stuff her on in there. If you put a little too much in, just put it back with the block. Other than that, just spread it around. And you don't have to make it flush, because you're going to be setting a piece of chicken in here anyways, so it would be pretty helpful if you made it a little bit concave. Kind of ran out of room on my plate, and there we go. Next up, slicing the chicken. Alright, so these are pretty gargantuan chicken breasts, and I'm hoping I only need one of these. Now, of course, I'm going to be saving the extras because I'm going to be making chicken Alfredo either tonight or tomorrow for lunch, so I should be good. And I would like to butterfly cut this, but these chicken breasts, they're always kind of oddly shaped, so I'm gonna try to find the best looking one I can. There's a bone in here. God damn it. Just look how messy it is. I need to remember not to go with this brand anymore. What angle am I gonna do this at? I don't fucking know. Kind of awkward because it's not the right side. Butterfly cut this, or at least attempt to, working with what we got here. Not terrible, I guess. Could be worse. And I need 14 strips out of this, so get right to it. In an ideal world, I'd like them to be looking something like this. 12, 13, I will definitely have enough, so screw that. And definitely, well, not definitely, obviously, save the rest of these for later. Every fucking cooking channel I watch has like pristine cuts of meat from their stores. Now we'll just find a nice little home for all these pieces. If you didn't cut the slices evenly, you could see I did a pretty bad job. Just try to match them with whatever jalapeno fits best. Now on to the secret ingredient, slap your mama. Now be very gentle with how much you put on because a little goes a long way, especially in this case. You just want a nice medium coating on it. You don't want to drown it, and you don't want to just sprinkle it lightly. And that should be plenty. All right, final step as far as the prep goes, wrapping it in the bacon. Also easily the messiest step. So I like starting somewhere around there, and then you just keep bringing it around. You might have to stretch it a little bit so that it has enough length. You don't really need too much overlap. The cream cheese is gonna leak out the ends over here anyways, but it's really tricky. The bigger jalapenos you get, the harder this part is, and the more tedious it is to do this. And you can use skewers or toothpicks on these if you want. I personally don't bother with that. You might be a little bit annoyed, especially if this is your first time doing something like this. Very slimy, very slippery. Foul language is definitely expected. You could also tuck the ends underneath it if you prefer. Requires just a tad more patience. I've been recording for 47 minutes to put this into perspective. Prep time alone is probably 30 so far. I just wish this bacon was 1 inch longer. That's what she said. I can't reiterate enough. You are going to screw this up one way or another. Honestly, I might actually start looking for smaller jalapenos from here on out, or longer strips of bacon. I'm double baconing this one right here. It's big enough, and I have enough bacon. It might take a little bit longer to cook, but should be fine. Bacon wrap stuff is damn good, but boy, it ain't fun. All right, I'm gonna go fire up the grill and get it warmed up. All right, so our weapon of choice here is going to be good old gas grill. Ours is actually rotted out from so much rust, we have to set the second rack up on an empty can. This Chinesium pit has seen better days, but it's what we got, it's what we're working with. What I like about the gas grill is it gives you that really nice direct heat. What I'm gonna do is face these open side down first. That way, by the time we flip it, if we flip it with the cream cheese side dripping down, then the cream cheese is gonna be a lot warmer at that point, and it'll be much easier for it to drip down. So that's why I wanna do it facing downwards first while it's still cooler, and we lose less cream cheese from it. So we'll go ahead and fire this up. Yes, I have an electric ignition that actually works. You know, it's a miracle. I'm gonna let this warm up for a couple minutes, and then we'll throw them on. All right, this should be nice and warm. Drop down the heat, because those flames are way too intense. Start facing them, downward dog. Fuck, cooking spray. I definitely need cooking spray. Make sure you use cooking spray on this. not want that bacon sticking. No way. Yep, definitely tuck in the bacon. You definitely want to do that. Fuck making it look pretty on the grill, as long as it works. It's probably not gonna work. I'm gonna go inside, rinse this off, and by the time I get back out, it should be ready. Well, this is definitely one of the issues with gas-powered grills. I actually saw the smoke and I hauled ass out here, but turns out it's not as bad as I thought. But it is still an issue. You can see the grease just dripping on those little heat shields, and it just creates a constant flame right underneath the jalapenos. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the charred ones a flip, set them on the upper rack. That's a bad thing about these gas-powered grills, but what can you do, you know? Also, I'm cooking by look here, so I don't really keep track of time or temperature. It's kind of hard to keep track of temp on these anyways. Wow, look at this thing. That one's an absolute failure. God, the stem. The stem. Well, you see that? The stem got perfectly caught in my tongs. Oh, I'm gonna set that one aside, I guess. Well, other than that absolute catastrophe, we haven't had that much leakage out of the rest of them. Well, I'm gonna try to salvage this one. Don't know if it'll work. Might as well try. Looking all nice. Probably gonna give these about 10 minutes or more on that side, and should be Gucci. Bitch is smoking again. What do we got now? Yep. There is so much grease dripping from that bacon. So it's only been like a little over 10 minutes so far. Usually I have these suckers on for like 20. So I'm gonna check back again in another 5 minutes, see how they look, and we'll pull them off. I'm not going by temperature because it's kind of impossible with something like this. I'm not going by time because every grill is different. One day you might have 0 flare-ups, one day you might have a little bit like this. That's just the way she goes. Alright, X amount of minutes later. I don't keep track of time. I am a home chef. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. And these are very well done. I'm going to take these off immediately. You can see how the cream cheese has started to expand and ooze out a little bit, so I am definitely glad I went downside first. Alright, everything's off. Left a little bit of a mess on the grill, but that'll burn off with the next cook anyways. No big deal. Shut her down. Head inside, let these cool off. Ain't that fucking good looking. God damn. Those are hot as balls right now, so definitely gonna wait a little bit longer. Yes, I am awkwardly filming this part on my couch because I don't really have any other filming friendly place to do this. But man, is that just like not the best looking thing you've laid your eyes on? Bone apple teeth. I'm telling you, that Slap Your Mama seasoning does wonders to this. It flavors the chicken, it flavors the underside of the bacon, and it flavors the cream cheese. And it's overall just, it's so fucking good. You have to try it. Yes, the prep work is very tedious, but it's definitely a big payoff. The more you do in a single batch, the better. It's definitely not worth it if you just do like 8 to 10 pieces. You should really aim for like 14 or more. And make a kick-ass appetizer, tailgating for a football game, camping at the racetrack, anything you could think of. Definitely give this a shot, and if you do, I hope you enjoy it. And definitely cook it. Cream cheese, you see that? Cook that down first, because I've never had this much cream cheese left over in it. Usually all of it just oozed off into the grill, but now that I have all the cream cheese still intact, unreal. But anyways, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. If this video does pretty good, I might do some more of these cooking videos.